An actor has claimed Kevin Spacey pleasured himself during a screening of Saving Private Ryan, as fresh allegations come to light in a new documentary. The incident allegedly happened in 1998, when aspiring actor Scott was working in post-production. He claims to have recently finished working on Saving Private Ryan, a heart-rending war epic that begins with a now famously brutal battle scene. Kevin Spacey has repeatedly denied all allegations made against him. Last year, the actor was found not guilty of 9 sexual offenses against 4 men in their 20s and 30s, between 2004 and 2013. He sobbed at the dock when the verdict was delivered. Now has hit out at the fresh claims made by men unrelated to the trial in Channel 4's debut documentary, Spacey Unmasked. Actor Scott, who only goes by his first name in the film, claims he met Spacey while watching a friend's band play at the Viper Room on West Hollywood's Sunset Strip. He says he was initially over the moon to meet Spacey, an actor then at the very height of his career. Having won an Oscar 2 years previously for the role of Roger Verbal Kent in The Usual Suspects, Spacey was another 2 years away from scooping a second Oscar in his feature directorial debut, American Beauty, 2000. Scott, who was still working to establish himself at that point, admits on the show, "For me, he was just on such a pedestal. I'm not going to lie, I was starstruck." The pair apparently hit it off, and former Marine Scott began opening up to Spacey about his acting dreams. The film school graduate claims Spacey was encouraging, allegedly asking for Scott's headshot and resume and even telling him they could potentially work together. Amazed by the attention from such a high-profile star, Scott recalled being on a high as he, Spacey and the rest of the party allegedly left the Viper Room and headed off to a large house in the Hollywood Hills. He claims the energy shifted when Spacey invited him to see the home theater room. Scott alleged, "That's when I started to feel the energy shift a little bit. And he was like, 'Can I have a hug?' And I was like, 'Huh, okay, guess that's an LA thing.' So I go in to give him a quick bro hug, and he just gets me in this bear grip, and has kind of rubbing his whiskey face in my neck, kind of grinding into me, like humping me." After Scott reminded Spacey that his girlfriend was downstairs, Spacey allegedly appeared nonplussed, telling him that it was all fine, and not to freak out. The incident is said to have left Scott feeling shaky, and full of questions and confusion. While nursing a hangover, Scott says he received a phone call. The actor says he recognized the voice instantly as Spacey, who told him they should get together and sort out his headshots. They then apparently agreed to meet up on a corner close to a cinema where Saving Private Ryan was playing. Scott recalled, he said, "Hey, it's your movie, we should go see it. I had this intuition that this thing could go sideways in a myriad of ways, but I was also still very much under the impression that I was in control." Kevin grabbed a seat, way up high, very hidden, very private. "And we're watching the movie, first 20 minutes of the invasion of Normandy, it's shockingly horrific. There's a guy picking up his arm, and people are on fire, and people are just dying in really the most horrible ways you can die. All of a sudden, I just saw some activity happening next to me and I kind of glance over and Kevin's just pleasuring himself. You know, some of the most horrific war footage ever recreated, and like, Therese, no way that this is happening. This guy is rubbing one out during the invasion of Normandy," he continued, and finally, he reaches over and grabs my hand, and tries to get me to help out. I was like, no. It was crazy. Spacey, 64, responded to the claims ahead of the show's release. The actor took to X, formerly Twitter, to share a screenshot of an alleged email from a man named Scott, who appears to ask Spacey for a role in a film he was working on after the alleged cinema incident. In 2022, a New York jury concluded that Spacey was not guilty of molesting actor Anthony Rapp, who had accused the Hollywood star of sexually assaulting him back in the 1980s when he was just 14. A year later, in July 2023, Spacey was acquitted of 9 sexual offences against 4 men at London's Southwark Crown Court. Addressing members of the press outside the courtroom following the verdict, Spacey said, "I would like to say that I am enormously grateful to the jury for having taken the time to examine all of the evidence and all of the facts carefully before they reached their decision. I am humbled by the outcome today. I also want to thank the staff inside this courthouse, the security, and all of those who took care of us every single day." The new documentary Spacey Unmasked features interviews with multiple men, unconnected to the trial, who are now speaking publicly for the first time about their alleged experiences with Spacey. The description reads as follows: Spacey Unmasked is a forensic look at a man who was once one of the most admired and respected actors in the world. Featuring never-seen-before interviews and archive, the series examines his life from childhood to early success on Broadway and subsequent meteoric rise to stardom. Kevin Spacey's spectacular fall from grace came amid allegations of inappropriate sexual behavior. The Mirror has seen the 2-part doc, which speaks to actors who met Spacey on set and at parties in both the UK and the US. All 10 individuals suggest his behavior was inappropriate in some way. Responding to Channel 4 on Friday, May 3, Spacey stated that had been provided with insufficient time and detail to respond to the testimonies. He said, "I have consistently denied, and now successfully defended, numerous allegations made both in the US and the UK, both criminal and civil, and each time have been able to source evidence undermining the allegations and have been believed by a jury of my peers." Spacey also spoke out against the documentary on Thursday, May 2, via social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter, writing, "Over the last week, I have repeatedly requested that Channel 4 afford me more than 7 days to respond to allegations made against me dating back 48 years and provide me with sufficient details to investigate these matters. Channel 4 has refused on the basis that they feel that asking for a response in 7 days to new, anonymized and non-specific allegations is a fair opportunity for me to refute any allegations made against me. I will not sit back and be attacked by a dying network's one-sided documentary about me in their desperate attempt for ratings." He continued, "There's a proper channel to handle allegations against me and it's not Channel 4. Each time I have been given the time and a proper forum to defend myself, the allegations have failed under scrutiny and I have been exonerated." Tune in this weekend to see my response on http://x.com/Kevin Channel 4 and documentary producers, Roast Beefed may find themselves speechless, but I no longer will be. If you've been the victim of sexual assault, you can access help and resources via www.rapecrisis.org.uk or calling the National Telephone Helpline on 0808 802 9999. Spacey Unmasked airs on Channel 4 at 9 p.m. on May 6 and 7. Follow Mirror Celebs on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube and Threads. Do you have a story to share? Email me at julia Banham at reachblock.com.